hot spots for burglary, so people in a certain neighborhood might be aware of some
So
burglary.
fortunately, Tom,
Yeah.
I do that if we do have some crime trends.
Right.
At this point, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the cold. We don't have any like specific trends that are going on right now.
Right.
We always have frauds that are going on.
Sure.
That's just almost on a weekly basis, on nearly daily basis that we get fraud reports. But as far as like any burglaries or any criminal mischief cases, a lot of those, especially criminal mischiefs or thefts from vehicles, start to occur as the warmer weather gets. That are more people out at our parks, so I will definitely update in the future on that.
Another question, I know nothing about the drone activity that we now have, but it sounds very interesting. If there's any developments there, I'd like to hear about them. I see on TV, there are drones that have heat seekers that you can find missing people or animals or something. I don't know what our capabilities are.
So I very much like you to come out, and take a look at our drone operation.
Yeah.
We have upwards, every squad has at least one drone operator on it. But we've added additional pilots, so we want to be able to get that drone out in every case we can that'll assist us. Our drones do have thermal imaging, so we do have that capability. Our drone was helpful in assisting with that missing person in Thornbury with the state police back last month. So we've had great results with it so far. There was an incident in Hershey's Mill back in the fall, Barbara, I believe. There was a missing person in Hershey's Mill in the fall, and our drone unit assisted in locating it just
Right.
based on guiding actually Sergeant Reniger to the area, or then Sergeant Reniger to the area where the person was down. So we were able to locate it with the assistance of the drone. So it's been very useful tool.
Helpful during the fair as well.
Yeah,
Community
the fair,
events.
community events, security events.
Okay, good.
I'll join you. I keep saying.
As an observer to that event at Hershey's Mill, I can say it was very impressive and very helpful. A neighbor of ours was found having been down for 3 hours and got medical care and treatment more promptly because of the drone use.
Yes,
So,
yep. Thank you.
That's great, thanks, Barbara. And then one last thing for the statistical reports. In regards to now the new sectors and you transitioning them over to the county and the county being able to, have they been able to draw all the lines and everything fully transitioned over for the county for the new sectors and stuff?
Yes, so everything's been, it's been probably over a month now, maybe going on close to 2 months, that our sectors have officially been carried over to county dispatch. Again, earlier in the year when we switched our sectors, our officers had to manually manage. We changed the sectors internally. We knew what the sectors were, but the CAD wasn't dispatching officers to the sectors that they were assigned to. So the supervisors on the street or the officers would have to recognize where a call came in, knowing that was their new sector. But it took a few months for the county to be able to incorporate those sectors into their dispatch system. So we are doing that now, and they're now dispatching correctly based on where the incident came from.
Go ahead and move over to Township Roundtable. I'll start with our friends in Westtown.
Sure. We just received notification about the grant award, $75,000 towards the Craigbilly Preserve Master Plan. So the expectation is that this planning process will take place sometime this year, and at the end of the process, hopefully there is a really well-defined plan for the long-term stewardship of the property as well as physical improvements on that 204 acres. The subdivision of the corner 2 acres on 202 and 926 for the Darlington Inn is now fully complete and recorded. The next step, the Board of Supervisors is considering rezoning of that property from agricultural and cluster residential to commercial. So that would invite other uses. So the next steps for us would be to go through the formal rezoning process as well as potentially putting up for sale and auctioning of that 2 acre property. At the same time, Westminster Presbyterian have an interest in rezoning their property to allow for affordable housing. something similar to, is it Pinkett Commons in Westchester? I think that's what Pinkley Commons
Okay.
in Westchester, so something similar to that. The design and engineering for the West Pleasant Grove Road is almost complete. We are hoping to go out to bid in a couple of weeks, so that would be entire roadway segment. We're also hoping to do South Concord Road as well because of all the work that was done to it. The Pleasant Grove Pump Station project of South Concord had been delayed. It was supposed to be complete by the end of January. And now we are looking at about July, so you will see probably heavy equipment going in and out March and summer. The bus stop ramp at the shopping center where Giant is on Westchester Pike, so that work will start in March. So we are coordinating with PennDOT, SEPTA, and the applicant. There would be a new bus pad and a ramp where Burger King is, so that work will take place. Ice rink addition, the Board of Supervisors approved the land development plan to construct an addition to an ice rink. I think it's 1,200 square feet addition, so they will be doing construction sometime this spring or summer. We'll probably get some complaints about that as well. And we have a pending application for conversion of the former Rite Aid property on Westchester Pike into a car wash. So the zoning hearing board would approve it. I expect they come in with the land development application. That's all I have.
Thanks for that, Tom. Anything?
Nothing.
And in place of Derek today, his only comments were for us to get through this winter. So. Review of approved bills. These bills have already been paid. Any comments on these, Tom?
No, they're approved, reviewed, approved.
Great. I'll open up the room for any comments on the bills that have already been paid. Online? Okay. We have no old business, and the chief touched on this earlier, and I didn't want to ruin it in my chairman's report, so go ahead, chief, on the new business.
So again, I'm happy to report some promotions within the department. First, Lieutenant James Renninger was promoted at the end of December to Lieutenant of the Patrol Division. Lieutenant Renninger was a patrol sergeant for approximately 8 years or so prior to his promotion. So congratulations to Lieutenant Renninger. Also promoted to replace Lieutenant Renninger and Sergeant Wassel, who is retiring in about a month or so, was Russ Weaverling. Russ is one of our detectives. He will be leaving detectives and going back on the street as a patrol sergeant. He'll be taking over Steve Wassel's squad. And Ryan Benningfield was also promoted to the patrol sergeant from the rank of patrolman. Ryan worked last night, so he's not here now. But two great patrol sergeants promotion, one great lieutenant promotion. The process, I believe, I had very good feedback from all officers involved in the process. We conducted for the sergeant position, we conducted an outside board for the first time in years. So members of command staff from all the police departments were involved in the initial oral board process. And then there was another oral board process with me, Lieutenant Renninger, and Lieutenant Stafford that they went through. So everybody out of the 6 candidates that went for the sergeant's promotion, they all did outstanding jobs. They all should be very proud of themselves. But Russ and Ryan came out on top, and lucky to have them as our new sergeants, and Rennie is our new lieutenant. So congratulations. We'll have a swearing-in ceremony next week. So I'll see it, like I said, invite you guys to come part of it. February 5th.
Yeah, congratulations. Thank you, Sergeant Wassel, for your service, and then also you failed to highlight, which because you're humble, but your official swearing in as well in December for chief. So congratulations to you.
Thank you for all of it.
It's to Renninger, Benningfield, and Weaverly. It's nice to see some promotions within the department.
Yes.
I think that really helps morale. So, any comments, Tom?
None.
Speaking of officers, we'll turn over now for officers' comments if they have any.
thank you to the police commission for all you guys do. And thanks to the chief of police for, running a great ship here. So that's all I have to add.
I think the promotion process was great. Really, really turned out good.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Kathy said at one meeting, it just, something seems right, and for first time in a long time. So kudos to everybody involved. It's really, really nice to see.
Great. Thank you. Overtime report.
So for the month of December, there was a total amount of 487 hours. I know this is the most that we've seen in a long time, or at least since I took over as interim chief. It is historic that in December overtime is a bit higher. With that being said, I'll go through a breakdown where the overtime was. There was 16 and a half hours of operational overtime. Again, operational overtime is if officers have to stay over for an incident, or the detective gets called in to investigate an incident. 80 and a half hours of personal overtime. So the personal overtime was high here because obviously officers had to use personal time that they still have not used in the remainder or for 2025. 168 hours of sick overtime. This was unusually high due to an officer that we had that was out basically the entire month on a non-work related injury. So that officer had to be replaced many times. That was not supplemented by our traffic safety. 124 hours of vacation overtime. Again, officers needing to use over the time that they had accrued in 2025. And the same for 98 hours of comp overtime. With that being said, though, our traffic safety unit did supplement a good portion of potential overtime or supplement patrol in December in the amount of 108 hours. So that overtime number would have been 500 and some hours, if it not for our traffic safety unit. So that would have been, if you estimated at $100 an hour, $10,800 in savings with our traffic safety unit assisting there. Again, that being said, our traffic safety unit members also had time that they had to use. So towards the end of the month, some days that they would have been working typically, they were on vacation or time off, so they weren't there to supplement patrol in certain days.
I have another question. Do you have something to add?
It makes total sense, yeah. December's always crazy.
I don't have anything on the agenda.
This is just an end of year situation, I guess happens every year. Everybody has to get their
You usually don't use
vacation
it,
time,
yeah.
sick
You
time.
don't use it.
Right. So like I said, when I saw this number myself, obviously I saw this was the highest in
Right.
now 13 months since I've been in this position in interim. I don't foresee that. In fact, there's procedures that we're still discussing internally to minimize that even further.
Thanks. Any questions in the room? On Zoom on that? Thanks for putting that together. Kathy, my favorite part, other than the
Yeah.
promotions today, go ahead.
The year-end report, so for December 31st, we came in 1% under budget, and that equates to a surplus of $223,448.24. Westtown gets a credit for their February contribution check of $99,434.47, which is 44.5% of the budget. East Goshen is at 55.5% of the budget, so they received that same percentage back, and that equates to $124,013.77 for a total of $223,000 plus. So this will be a credit towards their February contribution. All good.
Great work. Any comments or in the room on us getting a rebate? Okay. With that, I will open up for public comment in the room first before we move over to Zoom. If anyone has any comments. Okay. I'm going to move on over to Zoom for 5 seconds. I don't anticipate anything, but with that, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a good weekend.